Paul Klee was born in Switzerland and as a child loved to play the violin and paint. When he was a teenager, he decided to study art instead of music, but still played the violin every day. Color was very important to Klee, and each color he placed in his painting was significant to him. He once said, "Color has possessed me. Color and I are one." Even though Klee used black strokes to dominate his paintings, color remained his truest inspiration. Paul Klee loved cats, and just like the cat in his painting, he found himself imagining what a cat would say in his daily life. He owned many cats, and they sat beside him as he painted. Let's get started making our own cat in this project. Start out by drawing a large W to fill up your page. Once you've drawn the W, a little heart for its nose, a big triangle on top of the heart, ovals for its eyes. Notice how the eyes start at the nose and continue all the way to the other side of the face. Circles or ovals for eyes, and 2 curved lines will work great for eyelids. A curved line for the mouth, and 2 straight vertical lines for its neck. As you've gotten started on making Paul Klee's face of a cat, don't forget the whiskers. And now we'll get started on adding some color. When you start adding chalk pastel to your project, chalks can be very dusty. So as you get your chalks today, start applying some color onto the page. If any of it gets too dusty or too dirty and there's chalk dust all over your paper, go ahead and take a moment, take it to the garbage can, and shake off the extra chalk into the garbage. Please do not lift your paint and blow it or make the chalk dust into the air. The other thing that you want to think about when you're using your chalks is when you're using your chalks, we use the chalks for the paper only. We don't take our chalks and start smearing it onto ourselves or on anybody else. The chalk dust is essentially for our art project. Now, once we know the correct and appropriate ways to use our chalk dust, look at how these colors can blend and mix into the paper. I'm just taking one of my fingers, not my whole hand, not my whole paper, just a finger, and starting to blend these colors together into the paper. It creates a nice, soft, subtle look to the project. I just love the way this is starting to look. I'm going to continue doing that as I continue working on the rest of my project. Setting my chalks down, grabbing a new color, and as I add it to the paper, again, just one finger to blend and mix the colors into the page. Let's take a minute and wash up our fingertips for a second after you've placed all your chalk onto your project. I like to take my black oil pastel, just like we read about in Paul Klee's artwork. He liked to use black strokes to dominate or make all of that chalk dust really stand out. I love the way this defines each of the shapes that I use to create my cat face. So I thought to myself, with this black oil pastel, it's going to define all of my drawing that I created. I just love the way this is starting to look, and I hope that you're starting to enjoy what you see and are starting to look forward to getting started with your work too. It really makes all of the cat shapes stand out so brilliantly. I love it. Enjoy. I forgot to add a little bit of chalk dust to the background space as well. So even though I've outlined in black, I'm just going to take a little bit more color and finish coloring in the rest of my background space as well. Much better. This is how it turned out. Here's another example. I love those white eyes. Thanks for watching and happy art making!